OK, what do you think about the Reform Party's pledge to withdraw benefits if you reject job offers in a bid to get people back into the workforce? Nigel Farage's party has said they'll axe benefits for those who've been unemployed for 4 months if they reject 2 offers of work. The party... let's have a listen.
And of course, for those on benefits who see it as a holiday, quite extraordinary, isn't it, that you could have an online consultation and be signed off on the sick with depression. And that, by the way, I'm not knocking those that genuinely have mental health issues. Of course, I'm not. But what I am saying, it's ludicrous that that can happen with an online consultation. And we want to make it clear that for people that are thought to be fit and able-bodied, once they've had 2 offers of a job, if they don't take one of those jobs, they lose their benefits.
So what do you think of that? After 4 months, that rule comes in. Party claims their plans will make work an attractive option. Critics are asking what job seekers would survive on if they lose their benefits. So we'd love your thoughts on it. Is it fair, Nicola?
I think it depends on the detail of this. I've read through the manifesto. A lot of it just reads as bullet points without much meat on the bone. With this, for example, so I live in London, and say I was on jobseekers allowance, on it for 4 months, and I get 2 job offers. One's in Newcastle, one's in Glasgow.
Yeah, you've got to take one of them.
And I have to take one of them, and I have to move my entire family, never mind my partner who works in London. What do we do with the baby? And I'm just going to lose my benefits as a result. It's not very clear as to what kind of job you're going to be offered and what kind of...
Why would you choose to apply for a job in Newcastle if you lived in London?
No, but this is what I'm saying. Often job seekers in the job centre, they will offer jobs that are outside of your local area. And the detail isn't in the manifesto or the so-called contract to say what the limits of those job offers would be.
Albie, do you think there's some sense here? Because it may be that Farage ends up as leader of the opposition after this election.
I would be cautious of Nigel being welcomed into the Tory party, but that's another conversation. On the question of his policy, and actually a lot of the Reform Party's policies, there will be a lot of people on the centre-right of British politics, including myself, that quite like the sound of some of Reform's policies. This is one of the policies that I like, actually. I think there'll be lots of people up and down the country who work in jobs that maybe they don't like very much, but they don't think, oh, I'm going to stop working and claim benefits because I don't like my job. And it's a similar mentality that I think Nigel is trying to tap into here. There are people who get job offers that aren't in Newcastle if they live in London, that are in London if they live in London, and they choose not to take up those job offers because they don't want to do the job. And I think a lot of people at home will be thinking, that is not fair, that should not be happening. I go out to work every day, why can't these people go out to work every day? There is a problem of in-work poverty. A lot of benefit claimants are actually working as well. But the point is, if you are applying for jobs and it's in a local area and then you reject those job offers, you shouldn't expect to have benefits.
Let's get a call. Joe in Sheffield, hi.
Hello, good morning.
What do you think of this? So you get four months, and if after that 4 months you've rejected 2 job offers, you'll either lose your benefits or you'll have to take the next job offer.
I suppose initially, first of all, I think crumbs. I think, Nicola, I hadn't actually considered what you've just said about having to move to a different city. That I didn't even know that. I'm shocked by that idea. Albie, with all due respect, you often say things that I find really a bit hurtful. What do you mean by these people? You've just said it twice.
These people who claim benefits and then will reject job offers. I think it was quite clear the group of people that I'm talking about. I don't mean that in a derogatory way, but I am saying these people, so the kinds of people who Nigel is talking about, who are on benefits, reject job offers, and then just expect to get benefits.
Joe, what's wrong with the phrase, these people?
Because they don't exist, Jeremy. People have no idea how little people get on benefits and how much evidence they have to give to actually receive the benefits.
Yeah.
They have no idea at all. You have to provide regular evidence to say that you've applied for jobs.
Yeah.
And also, if you're on ESA and PIP, the amount of detailed evidence.
Joe, I'm not saying people shouldn't get benefits. I'm saying that if people have 2 offers of work and they reject them and there's no reason for them to reject them, they shouldn't get the benefits
that's
anymore.
the key thing. What if another reason for them rejecting that job offer is because of it's a night shift and they've got kids? Or again, I'm bringing it back to children, because a lot of people who are on job seekers allowance will have children and struggle to manage work and raising children at the same time. There's plenty of so many reasons why people might reject job offers. Also, possibly because they're not qualified potentially for a job, or it might not suit them at that particular time.
I was talking to somebody who said that they had a job seeker in. This is somebody who's an employer, and the person's behaviour in the interview was just appalling. You know, breaking wind or whatever, and just behaving very rudely and turning up an hour late, and afterwards they realised, you know, again, not pejorative, but they realised that the person wanted to ensure they were not offered the job.
Yeah, sure.
And if you want to ensure you're not offered jobs, you can sort that easily. So I think the big loophole here will be the person who managed not to be offered a job
for 70 quid
because of their behaviour in the interview or whatever. I mean, the behaviour of this person who was talking was astonishing. And afterwards, the guy said he was trying to work out why, and then he realised they actually desperately wanted me not to offer them the job. So I think that's probably a problem with this.
Sure, and we're not just talking about the 70 quid a week if you're up to 24 and 90 quid if you're 25 or over. I've never really understood why there's 2 categories. For
that
me,
shouldn't be.
If you're an adult, and you're working then or not, then that's that. But also they lose other benefits with regards to council tax or rent reduction, etc.
Yeah,
so for some people it makes more sense for them to be claiming job seekers allowance. So we need to make jobs more appealing for people.
Okay, Linda is in Kent. Hi, Linda.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Do you think Mr. Farage is on the right track here?
I certainly do. Yes, Jeremy. I'm fascinated, actually, how it's going to work, because I have a neighbour who went to school with my son, who has never done a day's work in his life. He'll admit that to you. He's not bothered. He's 46. So how's this going to work?
But I mean, is he? You know, I don't know what sort of physical condition he's in. Is he?
He's in a perfect physical condition.
Okay, he's
he goes out on his push bike. Can I just say, he tells me that he doesn't know where his head's going to be each morning when he gets up. Well, before you say I'm unsympathetic to people with mental health problems, I'm not. I'm nearly 71 and obviously retired, but I had mental health problems all my life, to one degree or another, but I always went to work because I was told by my doctor that it would help, which it did.
Yeah. Well, I can see how that would annoy you. And he may well not have any mental health problems at all. I don't know. But how are they going to get him into work? Because no one's going to employ him, are they? If he's got no employment history.
So how's it going to work?
Well, that's what I think this is the problem. I think you can't force people into jobs if they don't want them, because they won't. The employer won't want. The employers can't be forced to take people who won't work.
In the policy, they do also talk about support and training to help motivate people get back into work. So it's not just the stick, it's also the carrot.